Good morning. Welcome to Monday's Early Morning Intuitive Guidance. I'm Dr. Bonnie Nussbaum here with some words of wisdom to start your day and your week off well. And have you ever had one of those days? I'm having one of those days. We're only, 6:15 in the morning? And 3 different conversations going on with people where there's miscommunication. So, yes, today's going to be a lovely opportunity to learn better communication skills. So we'll see how this goes. So we'll give it a minute here for people to pop on to find me on this fine Monday. And we have a card from the Notes from the Universe on Abundance deck that is speaking directly to me. So I'm thinking it will probably also be speaking directly to some of you. So let's start with a little bit of tapping just to kind of settle ourselves in. So side of the hand. You can tap with your fingers on the baby finger. I just like doing both of them at the same time. I figure I get more bang for my buck that way. So just tapping there. And this is kind of a reset point. It just sort of puts us in a centered, grounded state. Kind of cues the nervous system. Okay, let's shake some stuff loose here. Inside corner of the eyebrows. And for this round, we're just tapping without words. Because that's one of the things people tell me. Well, Bonnie, you come up with all these great things you say every tapping point. I don't know what to say. Well, you really don't have to know what to say. Good morning. We're just doing some tapping. Feel free to join in. There we go. Carolyn, good morning, good morning. We're just doing some general tapping. Clearing out the system. Setting up all our neurons to fire in good directions. Collarbone. And if you have thoughts that you want to put out there, put the words in there. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. Under the arms, the monkey, and around the crown of the head. And now the second round, I'm going to add some words. They're going to be relevant to me, but hopefully they're relevant to you also. Opening to receiving my message. Outside corner of the eyes, willing to let go of what isn't working. Under the eyes, willing to feel whatever grief comes along with that. Under the nose, willing to be uncomfortable. Under the mouth, as I take steps forward on a new path. Good morning, Joe Neal. We're just doing some tapping. Collarbone, feeling my bravery rising. Under the arms, feeling my willingness to be uncomfortable rising. Around the crown of the head, willing to take steps in new directions. Back in Ann Arbor. All right. Opening myself to healing vibes. Outside corner of the eyes, opening myself to new beginnings. Under the eyes. Good morning, Mel. We're just doing some general tapping. Under the eyes. Being willing to be vulnerable. Under the nose. Being willing to speak my truth. Under the mouth. Especially when I most want to avoid speaking my truth. Good morning, good morning. Collarbone. Settling in to divine right timing and divine right order. Under the arms. Settling in to divine right timing and divine right order. Around the crown of the head. Moving forward with faith and trust. Nice deep breath in. And out. And Mel, your name just keeps rolling. Good morning from Louisville. Glad you're here. You had such a cute little hat. Glad you're here. Yes, so people in different places than where they're usually on a Monday. That's cool. I think that speaks to right where we're at. Being out of our day-to-day, being out of our element in a way. Maybe there's some discomfort with that. Maybe it's more of I'm free from the daily routine, however it feels to you. And today's card is abundance. Today's card is on abundance. And hello to Kennedy. Glad you're tuning in, girl. Yes, so some things being difficult in our worlds right now, and knowing that we are brave enough and strong enough and confident enough to face the things that are unfolding. We are brave, we are strong, we are confident. I am brave, I am strong, I am confident. Owning it, owning it. A little bit of tapping, some breath. I think yesterday and today I've done more deep breathing than the previous month. So breath is always good. When you're stuck, when you're uncertain, when you're feeling overwhelmed, breath, breath, breath. If nothing else, take a breath. That would be our mantra for today. If nothing else, take a breath. Take a breath. So, Notes from the Universe on Abundance by Mike Dooley. And again, this deck arose. He has a very interesting story too. He and I think his mother and his brother had a business, a small business, and things just got very difficult, and he was in that same place of, now what? Now what do I do? Everything's falling apart. And remember that old saw, just when it feels like it's falling apart, that's when it's coming together. I am right in that spot. Feels like nothing is working. Nothing is working. But that can be the prelude to it's not meant to work anymore. Something new is coming. It just hasn't been manifested yet. Again, I think of the Jim Carrey story, him parking in a Tony neighborhood in Hollywood and walking around going, this is all mine. I just haven't manifested it yet. Until he did. Until he did. So, this particular card, first I'll show you the card because it's such a pretty card. And they add in their little sparkles here. I like that. But it's such a pretty card. And the message over and over and over again this weekend has been about connecting with nature and how nature gives us that open field, whether you're in a field or not, nature in general, that open field in which we can wait in the pregnant pause for whatever's going to manifest in divine right timing and divine right order. Not our timing, not our timing. And that's, I think, what I've been struggling with this weekend is, come on, something bust loose here. How long is this going to take? You know, just like a little kid, are we there yet? Clearly we're not there yet. Clearly we're not there yet. So, this particular card has very few words on it, but it's a template. That's the word I want. This is a template. And in this is Notes from the Universe on Abundance. So he's talking about money. But I want you to substitute in whatever word you need to replace money with. Money may be one of yours. Money is certainly one of mine right at the moment. So this card is totally speaking to me. But change the word money to something else. All right? So here's the card. Nice deep breath. Opening to receiving, being as open and available as you can be right now. The trick with spending money lies in knowing with every fiber of your being that it will return. And so it must, as if on wings, the universe. The trick with spending money lies in knowing with every fiber of your being that it will return, and so it must, as if on wings, the universe. So let's expand that. The trick with love, the trick with resources, the trick with stuff, the trick with intellect. Give it away. Knowing it will return. It's not ours anyway, really. That's the point that Tosha Silver makes in It's Not Your Money. Good morning, Lydia. Glad you're joining us. The point is, it's not our stuff. We're here for a brief hint of time, 80, 90, 100 years. And our souls are here for longer than that, in and out of incarnations, if you go with that. But the point is, when we cling so tightly to something, when we hoard something, A, it loses its value, and B, the energy isn't moving and flowing, right? We want to keep things moving and flowing. And when is the best time to do that? When things get scary. When rather than expand outward, we want to hunker down and ride out the storm. And what are we doing? We're holding on tight. Okay, breathe and open. Take a breath. So one of the influencers that I follow, he's a videographer, and he does advertising for people. Good morning, Nancy. Glad you're here. Welcome. And he did an email yesterday. And for whatever reason, the title grabbed me, and I opened it up, and he was telling this same story about how when times get difficult, especially for business owners, they want to hunker down. They want to gird their loins and close the hatches and, just hunker down. And his thing was, and we've been talking about this on here, there's also opportunity in those difficulties. If we look at the stock market crash 1929, many people lost everything. A handful of people made a boatload of money. And you might say, well, yeah, they were the rich people and they knew how to manipulate and blah, blah, blah. It was also people who saw an opportunity and took it. Saw an opportunity and took it. And that's what this card is calling us to. See your opportunities. And regardless of what's going on around you, if the fear is taking over, the sky is falling, be the person who can look around and discern, love that word, discern, what's my best step? What's a step that's playing to win, not playing not to lose? And that's really, I'm calling myself out on that one right now. Having been the last little while sliding into playing not to lose. That never serves us, and it constricts our progress. So we need to move back into playing to win. Playing to win. What do I want? And I think part of the reason I've been sliding into the playing not to lose thing is because I'm not clear on what I want. I'm not sure. There's so many opportunities, and I don't know which one to take. I don't know which is the right step to take for me at this time. So, going back to Rebecca Campbell's book, she is such an advocate for biding your time, waiting for your answers to come, availing yourself of nature often, early and often, because being in nature opens up those floodgates of flow, right? When you see the abundance that's really in the world and aren't wasting your time lamenting the people who are hoarding, see the abundance, feel the abundance, know that the abundance can flow through you. The only reason abundance stops flowing through us is we gum up the works. We seal off and there's no access point. Open up and ask yourself, because again, as human beings, good morning, Angie, glad you're here. Thank you for the sparkles. As human beings, one of the things we do is we box things in. It needs to come to me in this way, at this time, in this color, in this size. And then when it doesn't, we didn't get what we wanted. But what came over here in a different color, a different size, not boxed in, we didn't even notice it because we were so busy demanding that it be like this. What if, instead of demanding that it be a certain way, we turned it over to God, Spirit, universe, divine energy that moves everything, however you want to look at it, and allowed allowed what comes to come. And where is that little saying? I think it's on my keyboard. But it's something along the lines of, if something is meant to come, it'll show up. And if not, allow me to be happy with what I have right now. I think that last piece is huge. Allow me to be happy with what I have right now, regardless, because then more can flow in. Then more can flow in. I can feel the energy of, I'm manifesting a trip. And I'm going on a trip. I'm going to Iceland in the end of June, beginning of July. But this feels like a different trip. This feels like it's going to be an exploratory venture in where am I going, what am I meant to be doing next, etc., etc. And then the chatter starts, right? Then the chatter starts. Well, where are you going to go? How are you going to know when you get there? How much money are you going to need to do that? What if your car doesn't make it? Blah, all the chatter. So then I say to the committee, thank you for your opinions. I'm going to proceed. Because we know, we've experienced it ourselves. We've read it in Tosha Silver. We'll read it in Rebecca Campbell. When things are meant to unfold, all the resources we need show up. They show up. So this particular example was someone who had applied for a writer's retreat to be to get a scholarship for an in-house opportunity to write for a chunk of time without having to do anything else. And for her, it's a book she's been working on for 9 years. So somehow communication got bollocksed up, and at the last minute, she found out she had been gifted this resource. So she had to scramble to get a plane ticket, etc., etc. But she's ensconced in this cabin in a beautiful place, ready to write, finish this thing up, etc., etc. It unfolded. It unfolded. When we are open to receiving resources, they will come our way. Will they be exactly the specific resources we think we need? No. But they'll be what is going to serve us best. They'll be what is going to serve us best. So let's all take a look at this picture. Take a breath. And even if you're not a water person, maybe you're a woods person or a mountains person, or you like streams instead of large bodies of water, whatever it is, let this picture, this image, be the promise that what you need is already on its way to you. It's coming to you in divine right timing, in divine right order. We can step into being so happy and grateful to receive it as it arrives. Feel that. Feel that gratitude. Feel that opportunity. Feel multiple opportunities. And even if it's a little confusing, well, which one do I take? Don't worry about it. Just keep stepping forward in faith. It'll parse itself out as you go. But it's about the faith and the trust. So nice deep breath in and out. And I bless us all on our way on this fine Monday, filled with opportunity, filled with joy and beauty and nature and all the things. Have an awesome day. We'll see you again tomorrow. Remember, you're capable of far more than you think you are. Bye-bye.